From holding the unfortunate record of not reaching playoffs for 16 years, to finally clinching a spot by defeating Portland 120-80, here's all on Sacramento Kings ending their season playoff drought. Yep, the day fans were waiting for is finally here. The 2022-2023 NBA season's biggest surprise has been the Sacramento Kings. As many fans may be aware, the squad has been regarded as a low-tier team for many years and had been in a playoff drought since the 2005-2006 NBA season. 2006, people! They had a lot of talents on the roster during that time, like DeMarcus Cousins, Rajon Rondo, and Ron Artest, but they never actually had a winning record or made the playoffs. The Kings currently have a record of 46 wins and 30 defeats, which was the case up until this season. And just like that, the NBA's greatest postseason drought, which lasted 16 seasons, is now over. The Kings' 120-80 victory over the Portland Trail Blazers is what secured their team's postseason position. Did you ever think we'd see this day? I didn't. Their first playoff berth since sneaking in as the number 8 seed following the 2005-2006 season. But since that time, the Kings have come to represent defeat and disappointment in the NBA. The Kings suffered a total of 809 losses throughout those 16 seasons they spent in the lottery. They had 5 different basketball operations directors and 11 different head coaches. Nothing worked. Up until now. Now, who do we thank? Well, a lot of people. DeMarcus Cousins was the only King to make an All-Star game. He did so 3 times before Domantas Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox this season. Both the Maloof family and the current owner Vivek Ranadive, who bought the team in 2013, were also involved in the winning streak. They took over the group in an effort to make it a consistently winning one. And now, that dream is finally coming true. Even though the Kings didn't make the playoffs the previous year, they made the first 2 crucial moves that would help them get back in the mix. For instance, they sent Tyrese Haliburton, a promising star, to the Indiana Pacers in exchange for Sabonis. They made another significant move in the offseason when they hired Mike Brown as their coach. The Coach of the Year award is likely to go to Brown. Newcomers Malik Monk, Kevin Huerter, and Keegan Murray have all significantly contributed to the team's rise to the top of the Western Conference. And Fox has developed into a superstar in his own right. The Kings' new Light the Beam celebration following the victory has evolved into a sort of rallying cry for the Kings in this dream season. And the team's marketing department hasn't disappointed either. Let's be real, without forward Keegan Murray, the Kings wouldn't be where they are right now. He hit a 3-pointer against the Trailblazers in the third quarter and established the NBA rookie record for 3-pointers made in a season with 188. With 6:44 remaining in the quarter, Murray's 3-pointer allowed him to surpass the previous record set by Donovan Mitchell while he was a member of the Utah Jazz in 2017 to 2018. I mean, his third 3-pointer of the game was a sight to behold. Damian Lillard, who made 185 3-pointers for the Trailblazers in 2012-2013, and Murray entered the game tied for second place in that category. Following the 120-80 victory on the road, Kings supporters went into overdrive as they partied outside Golden One Center to mark their team's end of the 16-year postseason drought. And get this, Murray currently has the highest 3-point field goal of all rookies with at least 400 long-range attempts. After shooting 38% with the Detroit Pistons in 2020-2021, Saddiq Bey is ranked second on that list. But let's rewind a bit, shall we? As we all know, winning a coveted NBA championship is the ultimate goal for any NBA team. But it's easier said than done. In fact, many teams have never gotten the honor. After all, a team's odds of winning are greatly influenced by injuries and matchups. And the Sacramento Kings are among the teams who have never won. At least not in basketball's modern age. Some fans might know the numerous changes the NBA has undergone since its founding over the years. Many clubs have gone through ownership, city, and name changes. Few of you would even know that the Kings were once known as the Rochester Royals in 1951. That was also the year they defeated the New York Knicks in a grueling 7-game series to claim the championship. I mean, technically, that team isn't the Sacramento Kings as we know them today. The modern Kings have never been able to claim the NBA championship. But in the 2001-2002 NBA season, they did reach the Western Conference Finals. Yep, in the first and second rounds of the playoffs, they defeated the Dallas Mavericks and Utah Jazz. They were able to play the Los Angeles Lakers, a squad they'd previously faced and lost to, thanks to Kobe and Shaq. So, since we're breaking records and everything this year, could 2023 be it for the Kings? You could tell the Kings are far from done. They may theoretically move up to number 2 in the remaining weeks of the season and have all but locked up a top 3 seed in the Western Conference. They'll likely win 2 postseason series with a home court advantage. The Kings have bigger goals than merely making the playoffs, though. As soon as they arrive, they'll want to conquer. Whether they can, only time will tell. But hey, the Kings are already defying franchise trends simply by making it this far. Even though a championship run may not be likely, Sacramento is feeling optimistic now that the curse is gone. And we have someone else to thank for it too. I'm talking about Mike Brown. Every year, a few qualified candidates compete for the title of NBA Coach of the Year in a close competition. But this year, it seems quite clear. Coach Mike Brown of the Kings joined a team this offseason that had gone an NBA record 16 seasons without making the playoffs. Both culture and discipline were lacking among them. And everything changed in just 6 months when Brown became the head coach. Sacramento fans became aware of Brown's influence on the club almost immediately. And it appears that the rest of the league is starting to take note as well. The coach is aware of the importance of ending the postseason drought for the team and the city, but he isn't content with that alone. And the squad isn't either, thanks to his discipline. Sacramento is out to accomplish more. They're hungry for success. A historically outstanding offense is being led by De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis, who are both having career years, if I say so myself. Oh, and Brown received the honor for his work as the Cleveland Cavaliers head coach during the 2008-09 season. His second one doesn't appear to be too far off and is absolutely justified, right? I mean, just look at the way he strategized this win. In order to highlight all the mistakes the team had made on that nationally televised night against the Knicks, when so much had gone perfectly, Brown made the strategic decision to check on his team. And boy, was he pissed. In response to their 23 offensive rebounds, Brown expressed his displeasure and said his players should feel embarrassed. Domantas Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox, 2 of his All-Stars, were urged to open their mouths and hold their teammates to a high standard. It's tough love with this guy. And for some reason, it works. He offered a sobering truth about what can happen when the Kings face the league's best players. If you think about it, it was reasonable to question if he'd fostered enough trust and confidence within the locker room when he chose to go hard on his King squad. After the victory against the Knicks, I'd say it paid off well, don't you think? So, from finally clinching a spot by defeating Portland 120-80 to holding the unfortunate record of not reaching playoffs for 16 years, that's all on the Sacramento Kings ending their season playoff drought.